Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're actually doing a combination in the mini series. Yesterday I was trying to film the video. I was having a lot of technical issues with the camera, so I just decided to put it off till today once we got everything kind of fixed and reset up. So today we're going to combine yesterday and the planned video for today, since they are of a similar category. So we're going to go over highlighting and contouring the face for today. So I already did my foundation, which, I didn't do super full coverage, but I did my foundation already. So now we're just going to go in first and do the highlighting portion of the video. So when you are highlighting your face, the point of highlighting is to highlight the portions of your face that you want to bring forward and that you want to kind of pull forward and have, brightened. So you want to make sure that you have a shade that is, on the lighter side. For my highlighting, I'm going to use the shade CW00 in the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. So I'm going to use that for the portions of my face I want to pull forward. When you're highlighting and contouring your face, it looks different on everyone. Everyone has different things. For instance, for your nose, when you're contouring, the further apart the contour is, the bigger your nose will look. The closer together the lines are, the smaller and thinner your nose will look. But we'll go over all that later. So for now, I'm just going to highlight all the portions of my face that I want to bring forward. So we're going to start with the forehead, just kind of creating the lines, and I will obviously blend this out. We're going to do the center of the nose, the bridge of your nose, because that's something you want to pull forward. Right above your Cupid's bow, your chin. And then I want to bring the underneath it portion of my eye out. And that will also help with my contouring later, because this portion is going to look like it's pulled more outward. Alright, so these are all the parts of the face that you generally highlight. Underneath the eye is a big one. The center of the forehead is a big one. The bridge of your nose, right above your Cupid's bow, and then the middle of your chin. For contouring, you go basically the complete opposite direction. So this is the same concealer. It's in shade CW07, so it's much darker than this one. But you always want to contour with a shade that is, 2 or 3 times darker than your skin. I'm, fairly pale, so that doesn't take a lot. But you want to contour the parts of your face that you want to recede or sculpt. So it kind of just gives this illusion to your face that there's a shape to it that it may not completely naturally have. So one of the things I contour is around my forehead. And this part doesn't have to be, so specific and neat. And I go down into my temple. This just creates kind of a smaller shape to your forehead. I like to do the sides of the bridge of my nose fairly close together. And then underneath, if you contour it, it just kind of pulls your nose upwards a little bit. I do have more of a Cindy Lou Who nose, but I'm fine with that. So I always like to contour that as well. I like to contour underneath my bottom lip just to kind of give it more of a puckered look. And then one of the big things to contour is going to be underneath your cheekbone, creating that sculpted look of your cheek. You always want to kind of aim for from the top of your ear to the corner of your mouth. So just kind of following this line and then making sure that it's a little bit wider up by the top of your ear and that it tapers down as you come to the corner of your mouth, just to kind of create that sculpted cheekbone look. So I'll show you what I mean here. So I'm just going to start with my general line, coming down, And then up at the top here, I'm just gonna, well, this hair will get out of the way. Up at the top here, I'm just gonna kind of widen it out a little. And then as you see, as it comes down, it gets thinner into that smaller line. And I'll just do the same thing on the other side really quick. And then just make sure you widen it out at the top and then taper it as it comes down. And then one other thing that people like to do, and I do as well, is just kind of hitting the lower part of your jaw. This just kind of defines your jawline, makes it look a little bit sharper, and it kind of gives you the illusion of the oval shaped face. The oval shaped face is, you know, the general ideal face shape as far as makeup is concerned. So this just kind of pulls everything down, creating more of the oval look. So as you can see, I've highlighted and kind of contoured all the portions of my face that I needed to. You know, it's not necessary for you to completely map out your face like I've done here before you start blending. I just wanted to do that so you kind of see the whole thing together. So now all we're going to do is just kind of blend everything out. I'm going to start, I think I'm just going to start with the highlighted portions, and then we'll go into the contour blending and go from there. Another thing to kind of note is depending on the products you use, some products dry faster than others. So you may not want, it may not be in your best interest to map out your entire face because it might start drying down before you get a chance to blend it out. So it might be a better idea to, you know, do the highlighting part, blend it out, do the contouring part, blend it out, and then just kind of combine everything together. And you always want to use this tapping motion, so that just kind of helps to keep, versus like wiping, it keeps everything in the same general area, and it keeps things from moving where to other parts of your face, which kind of defeats the purpose because then you're changing the shape. Alright, so we're going to blend out this other eye really quick, and then do the chin, and then we'll start blending out the contour. Alright, I'm going to start with my jawline first. So this just kind of creates the illusion, you know, contouring is very similar to creating the illusion of shadow. So it just creates the illusion that the shape is a little bit different than what it may actually be, and just gives you that look that you're going for. See, it just creates the illusion of shadow. Pulled my jaw down. Another little trick you can do, because some people, you know, the ear to corner may not be a good thing for you, or it may be a little more difficult for you to follow, is creating like the fishy face. So making that fish face with your face like this, and following that line that when you suck in your cheek that it creates, following that line all the way through, and that would be the same thing. That's the exact thing that you would contour, is just what that line creates. Alright, so we're blending out the temple and forehead right now. And then for my nose, I just like to use the very edge of my blender, just because, you know, you want to kind of keep the thin line. You just see the difference that makes. In the shape of your nose. Sorry, I'm still kind of recovering from bronchitis / pneumonia, so I'm a little iffy with my voice still. Alright, so now that we've contoured and highlighted with the cream products, you just kind of see the look that it gives. We're going to go back in with some powder really quick, just to set everything in place and make sure nothing's really shifting around. So for the highlighter, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder here and just kind of hit all the spots that I highlighted, just to kind of set them in place and keep things from rotating around. And for the receding parts of the face, the parts that you want to pull back, the parts that you want to sculpt on your face, I'm going to use the Park Avenue Princess Amazonian Clay Waterproof Bronzer by Tarte. As I've said in my other videos, this is a product I use every day. It's my favorite. And I'm just going to go in with an angled fluffy brush. This is an off-brand brush, so I'm not sure who it's by, but it's just, you know, a fluffy, moderate density angled brush. And I'm just going to go in and kind of cover everything that I hit with that darker shade concealer. So again, going back in here, following the line from your ear up to the top of your mouth. And I like to kind of blend it in a little more at the top and then taper it down, just to like keep the product from being too much. Covering the little sides of your nose, underneath your lip, your jawline, and then going around your forehead and into your temples. And the last thing I like to do, because that bronzer, it is a little dark for me, just in preference, is I go in with this big, a big fluffy, you know, kabuki style brush, and I just kind of hit all the areas that I went over with bronzer, just to kind of blend it down a little more, so it looks a little more natural and not so harsh. Alright. Okay. So we can kind of see, you know, where we've hit the face. We've kind of pulled my face down and out a little bit, just to kind of create more of the oval shaped face for the makeup. You know, and you can just see on this side where it looks like the apple of my cheek is a lot higher than it probably is, and it looks like I have this nice sculpted jaw, or nice sculpted cheekbone, and then my jawline just looks a lot sharper and like it's coming out more. So it just kind of changes the shape of your face. You know, everything isn't going to look the same on every face. Everyone's face is different, and everyone has a different shape in their face. So there may be modifications you can make to work with your face, or you might not even do your entire face. Some people just like to do their nose or their cheeks or their forehead, but that's completely up to you. But this was just kind of the combo in the mini series. I was going to do highlighting yesterday and contouring today, but after the difficulty, I just thought it'd be easier to kind of put everything together instead of pushing everything back a day. So this is the third episode in the mini series for this week, covering the highlighting and contouring basics, going over what you want to bring forward in your face and what parts of your face you want to recede and pull back and sculpt, and just kind of going over why when you blend you tap, you don't stroke with the blender, just so you keep the product in the place where you put it. But yeah, so this is the third video. I haven't quite decided what we're going to do for tomorrow, but just stay tuned to see, and I will be back then. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, drop comments down below, drop some likes, let me know if there's anything you want to see specifically, and I will do my best to accommodate. So thank you for watching. My name is Ashley, and I will see you tomorrow.